problem related with capital investment decision. So in this problem, you have to decide whether to accept the project or reject the project based upon capital budgeting technique. So here two types of techniques are used here. So first one is here payback period, and the next one is net present value. Using these two techniques, you have to find the whether to accept the project or not. Now let's see the question here. So calculate the payback period and the net present value of the project which has the following cash flows for 7 years. Assume the cost of capital is 15% and is the project acceptable. So these are the cash flows here. If you see here, for 0 year, here is 8,000 cash outflow. For 1 year, it has 15,000 cash outflow. For 2 years, it is 2,500 cash inflow. And for 3 year, 8,000. For 4 year, 5,000. And for the 5th year, there is no any cash inflows. And then for the 6th year, it is 12,000 cash inflows. And for the 7th year, there is 5,000 cash inflows. So this is the question given here. Now let's see. Let's first find a payback period. So just first let's write the given here. Given life of the project. Life of the project N, that is 7 years. And the cost of capital, that is your K, that is 15%. And here cash flows are given. So now you have to find payback period. Payback period of the project. Equal to what? And then net present value of the project. So here now, so according to the question, you have to first find the payback period here. So now here first you can write here according to the question. Here in the first you have to calculate the payback period. Calculation of payback period of the project. So here in this question, if you see the cash flows are uneven cash flows. So for uneven cash flows, you can find the payback period using the table. So now let's see here. Let's make the table. Here, cash flows. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So cash flows are here minus 8,000, which is in bracket. Okay. Then 15,000 is also in bracket. It is also negative cash flow. That means cash outflow. Then 2,500, 8,000, 5,000, 0, 12,000, then 5,000. So this is the cash flows here. So to find the payback period of this project, you have to first find here cumulative cash flows. Cumulative cash flows. So now let's see here, for 0 year 8,000, then you have negative, so negative plus negative, you have negative here 43,000, and then you can now subtract here. Let's go on subtracting. There is 20,500 500. Then that is negative here, minus 8,000. That is minus 12,500, minus 5,000, 7,500. Then minus 0, that will again 7,500, minus 12,000, that is your 4,500 positive. Then again plus now, that is your 9,500. Now this is the cumulative cash flow for this project. Now to find the payback period of this project, you have to use the formula payback period equal to minimum year plus amount to be recovered upon next year's cash flow. So here if you see the cumulative cash flow, now you see here in the 5th year there is a negative cumulative cash flow, and in the 6th year it has become positive. So the minimum year for this project to recover from the investment capital. So here now 7,500 you have the your negative cash flows, and in 6th year you have positive cumulative cash flow. So now you can take 5 as the minimum year plus amount to be recovered. In the 5th year amount to be recovered is 7,500 here, and next year cash flow is in the 6th year, that is 12,000. So you divide 7,500 by 12,000, then you have now 5 plus, you will have now 0.625. So therefore payback period for this project is 5.625 years. Now if you see the project life is 7 years, and you have found the payback period 5 years, 5.625 years. So this project is acceptable because the payback period is less than the life of the project. So you can write here the project is acceptable because the payback period of the project is less than life of the project. So according to payback period, the project is acceptable. Now let's see how to find the net present value for this project. Now next one is you have to find the net present value of the project. So here, now let's change it. So here calculation of net present value. So to calculate net present value, again you have the same year, number of years and the cash flows, and here initially the 0 year is the initial cash outflow, and for the year 1 is also there is a negative cash outflow. So here is now you can find the value by using this table. So now let's write here factors. Present value interest factor, key percent is your 15% here, 15% is the factor, and then present value. So here now let's write the factors which are related with this table. So now let's see here, let's write the factors. 15% present value interest factor, 15% present value interest factor you will have here. For the year 0, that will be year 1. Then for year 1 you have factor 0.8696, then 0.7561, then 0.6575, then 0.5718, then you have 0.4972, then you have 0.4323, and then you have 0.3759. So these are the factors according to present value interest factor table. Now let's find the values on present value. Here we will multiply cash flow with the present value interest factor. So here you have 8,000 and then negative, and 15,000 into 0.8696, that is your 13,000, it is also in negative. Then you have now, you just multiply and then put the values. 1890.25, 526,000. 2859.00. This will be your 0. Then 5187.60. 1879.50. So now here you have already deducted the initial cash outflow in year 0 and year 1, so you can directly find your net present value. You don't have to deduct initial cash outflow later on. So here now just you can directly find net present value by adding these present values. So here first let's add this all, then you deduct. So that is your here negative net present value. That is your minus rupees minus 3,967.65. So let's check again. So 3967.67. This is your negative net present value. So according to the negative, according to your NPV value, now if you decide to select the project, then that is not acceptable. So you can write here now, the project is not acceptable because the net present value, okay, here net present value of the project is negative. So this is your decision for this project. So according to the payback period, the project is acceptable, but according to the net present value, the project is not acceptable. So you consider the discounting technique as a better technique for evaluating the project. So it is not acceptable. This project is not feasible for investment. So okay, so this was for today. So if you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe.